Trust. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Past few weeks have been, or months, have been nothing if not a crash course in learning to trust. From Willow to Elsa to Luca to Damon. And now, trusting the eye. Yeah, trusting the eye now. 5 years ago, it was planted in my head against both our wills. It's caused me grief, sure, nightmares and fear. I was just trying to survive, same as me. Since the lighthouse, it's worked to communicate with me, agreed to my terms, agreed with my goals, even lets me use these powers as I see fit. I can keep reading every single one of those acts in bad faith. I can do that forever. It's trying to trick me, make me take my guard down. It's going to take me over, it's going to kill me, it is inevitable. Or, I can try to make it my ally. And that starts with trust. That starts with not talking about it, like it's some hopeless evil. Is it the right choice? I don't know. Does it have risks? One life doesn't. But it's the decision I'm choosing to make. What I know for sure is that I don't want to be someone who uses people then disposes of them like tools. I don't want to be cruel. So, this is what I choose. No matter what the eye really is, no matter what its true purpose might be, I choose this. I know what a little faith can do for someone. And, hey, if in the end it really is evil, maybe I can make it hesitate, huh? I trust you, I. On purpose, I trust you. And I guess I trust everyone else on this scrap bucket, too. Trusting Luca with my short bow, that's for sure. Haven't used the thing in months myself, and as it turns out, Luca's a natural with it. Real knight captain with all the trimmings, precise and deadly. I guess that's not really what he'd want to hear. Anyway, it'll be good against the harpies. If push comes to shove, even Varys knows his way around a sword, as he quite adeptly displayed while sparring with Luca. He's come a long way in his recovery. I'm glad he's got this chance to be our captain. And while he's busy doing that, Willow's been educating us in the ways of the pirate and the principalities. Between you and me, I think Willow wants to salvage the elemental from the galleon, which just got a lot harder. Yeah, I'm putting off the unpleasant point of this entry. Long story short, we arrived at the scene of the crime, Sky Chic Reef, where the Jenny was attacked by harpies a month ago. To our surprise, a new ship was there alongside the wreck of the galleon. According to Kat, it wasn't there when she passed through, so it likely showed up recently. I won't leave you in suspense. This is a dire shark ship, the Blackfin, and there are survivors, which complicates things. From a mile away, we watched the crew of the Blackfin fight a flock of attacking harpies. I wanted to stay back, wait, gather information before we hurried into a dangerous situation in the middle of the night with no plan and no confirmation of, well, anything. Ultimately, Captain Varys put the decision to a vote. Raise your hand if you want to launch an immediate rescue. Keep it lowered if you want to wait and watch. I was the only one who didn't raise their hand. So, we rushed in to try and help this mysterious crew, and now a warforged bosun has climbed aboard our vessel, demanding we assist them or risk their ire. Patience keeps you alive. You, not necessarily the people fighting for their life right in front of you. I understand not wanting to stand by and watch people die, but we're no good to them if we dive in with no plan. We're just more bodies in the water. We're no good to ourselves if they outnumber us and steal our boat. Maroon us here to be the perfect harpy food. So where does that leave us? Now that we've swooped in, scared off some harpies, and been boarded. In a bad position. We're a smaller ship, smaller crew, enemies abound, but it's not up to me. Are we simply mercenaries who are going to stand idly by while another ship is in distress? Who do I want to be? I don't trust this crew, but I trust my crew. I'm among better people than I am. I just hope their gold hearts don't get them killed. I guess that's what I'm here for. I'm here for them. So if we're saving lives, then fuck it. We're saving lives. Let's get to it.
Damn.
Thank you very much.
Gosh.
We're having a slight technical issue on our end, so I'm going to quickly do some adjustments.
It wasn't too bad. Only slight muffly, but not incredibly muffly.
It was not great on my end.
Okay. But yeah, we got
So-
some Sissel action
Yep.
halfway through, Rom.
I heard him. He always needs to be known. He's just N's internal cat.
Yeah.
How's the connection for people right now?
Quite bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will change it again.
Yes.
How's it now?
Clear.
Sounds good to
Let's
me.
give it a shot.
Sarah, keep talking.
Hello, my name is Sarah. I am so cute.
That was pretty clear
Yeah.
and pretty humble and pretty
Wow.
accurate.
I am very cute. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Rom, can you speak, please?
Hello? How we doing?
Yeah, everyone's quite clear to me.
Cool.
What server is this?
This is Singapore at the moment.
Cheers, Singapore. Nice and clear.
Thank you. So, let us resume. It is in the wee hours of the morning at Sky Shriek Reef. We join our crew aboard the scrap bucket, where Luca and Willow are standing at the front of the ship, facing down a skeletal Karnathi Warforged pirate
What a
who has
combination
just
of words.
arrived on the scene and demanded maritime aid for the Blackfin. Willow is in their armor. Ann and Kat are at the back of the boat. Luca is next to Willow, and Captain Varys Greenleaf is within at the helm. What do you do?
What is the bosun doing?
I think they're waiting for an answer.
I said friend.
He asked a second question, or rather, they asked a second question.
What?
After,
What's the second question?
The second question is, well, it's not really a question so much as it is a demand for you to provide maritime aid for the Blackfin to the best of your ability.
Oh, and then yes,
or
that's
else,
right. Willow said,
and that's where
"We're here to. How can I? What did Willow end on? It was either we're here to be of assistance or how can I be of assistance."
Yeah.
In any case, I think Cognaut will be the one to step forward and speak. Because is Luca okay? He kind of responded with the, "What about it? Huh? Who's asking?" He responded with one of those.
Yes, you can be the one to lead this moment.
Liaise, I guess. Cool. Okay, then Cognaut's going to step forward much more calmly, might I add. And
How can we be of assistance?
The bosun replies,
Board the ship. Save whoever you can.
Okay.
and points at the Blackfin.
Can I like insight check him, or like what kind of check would I do?
Is he
This
gonna
would be
murder us?
insight.
Insight?
Yeah.
Yeah. The state of things.
Can I also do an
Or
insight
I
check
guess
from
I-
the back of the boat? Or am I too far away?
You can move freely, I think, at this point to
Where are you hiding?
come around and see what's up.
Yeah.
Can we see the map?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll drag you overboard.
Thank you.
I will just drag you overboard. God damn.
I said aboard. Aboard.
Yeah. Pretty cool though.
We gotta build up to
okay, I'm
it.
just deciding whether I want to insight check the. Can I make fish? Wait. Oh, can I use fish dog for advantage or nah?
I don't know if Fish Dog has that emotional intelligence.
Fine.
Don't.
I don't know if I'm checking the dude
Okay.
or the ship. Kind of wanted to check both, but do I have to pick one or the other?
You have to pick one or the other.
Oh, I'm picking the
Why don't you guys
bosun.
check the ship.
What
Okay, then-
exactly are you trying to discern? Also, you will have plenty of time to check out the ship. You are being directed to
Board it, so
board
I-
it.
no, I meant more like the cursory sideward glance of like, should I board this ship? But I know we don't really have a choice, so I'll check out the bosun. Same as N.
Yeah.
Just checking the state of things, what condition he's
What's
in,
his-
what
what
kind
are
of
his-
mood he's
What are
in,
his vibes?
his intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Overall
bosun,
vibes.
I keep making this mistake as well. The bosun uses they, them.
Ah, my bad.
It's okay. They haven't really introduced themselves yet, so.
Sorry for assuming hook hand.
Hook/hand are your pronouns. Got it.
Friend slash foe are my pronouns.
Off to a great start. What are you trying to discern? The general condition
What are
of
their
the bosun?
vibes?
Yeah, and
Their
also,
vibes are
yeah.
scary, but seems uninjured,
Yeah,
soaking wet.
yeah. Willow would
Obviously,
be checking.
just emerged from the ocean.
Yeah, I guess Willow would be checking. We already know that he's Carnathy. Willow's kind of checking more detailed things about Warforged as well. If there's anything to pick up. Is he injured? Are
this
they
is-
injured? Sorry.
They are uninjured. They've clearly just been at the bottom of the sea. And the typical mark on a Warforged forehead that
Mhm.
like defines that it's like sort of a maker's mark has been roughly sanded off. So
Ooh.
Ah,
All right.
they are their own bitch.
yes.
It's the technical term, yes. Okay. And I assume Willow did like an inspection more so, and N did a are you gonna kill us?
Yeah,
Check.
pretty much.
Like
Like, how likely is it that as soon as we get on, what is it called, the gangplank to the
Yeah.
the ship, are you gonna just like hook us in the back? What's the vibe here?
yeah.
The vibe is cooperate or else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or fucking else.
Okay, Willow's going to reply again.
Let me have a word with my captain. One moment.
Willow's going to go
Run
can
away?
Willow back away now? Gently.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
look,
Willow's going to
scoot
back away.
over.
Scamper back to Varys.
And it's probably gonna come
I'll
in
wait
too.
here and make hard eye contact with this Warforged.
Yeah.
But this close
Willow's
enough.
going-
And still
Yeah.
outside, but I can't get them. Either they're in the ocean or halfway into the thing. So there they are.
It's look, the squares are
Squares.
difficult.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Willow's going to lean in now and say,
Captain Varys, we've been given an ultimatum.
I heard. Well, we said we were coming to help, so let's better help.
Aye, aye.
He brings about the ship and closes the distance.
oh,
Here we go.
damn, parallel park of the gods. It's so good. That's
Why, he's our captain.
I'm surprised you
So
even know what a
good.
parallel park is.
Relax.
Wait, none of you can. Anyway,
Not for want of trying.
Oh.
It's just expensive.
it is.
6 coffee. 36 coffee.
I had to pay like $600 for my license recently.
Let's-
Just letting you know, it's expensive to drive. Let's continue.
Is this conversation Luke is having with the bosun when we step away?
Did you know how
Yeah.
expensive boat rides are? I've been saving for one for months.
All that being said, Varys brings around the scrap bucket, and the bosun sort of stands menacingly. As you bring about things, you pull out the gangplank and
That was actually
quickly.
cool.
Yes.
Is it so the
Yes.
gang can walk the plank?
It is today.
I don't know.
Okay.
The gang boards a ship.
Black screen, white text. I'm gonna glance at Cat.
Okay.
How's Cat doing? How's Cat looking in the face of all this?
Tense, but coping.
Okie
Fair.
dokie. Yep, that's what you can hope for.
Yeah. Imagine, Willow's
Alright.
laying down the gangplank and also would be the first to basically they have the mannerisms of like they're just very casual about everything. So they are going to
Mhm.
stand by the gangplank and I suppose lead the way.
Yeah.
I think the bosun sort of
Bosun
shoulder
leads the way?
checks you. Yeah, the
Okay.
bosun shoulder checks you as soon as the gangplank is there,
Okay,
and boards.
You know what's annoying? I imagined Willow actually doing the gesture of like you first if you want. So I imagine the bosun shoulder charging Willow anyway. It's like I was offering you pass, but okay. So anyway,
It's a tense situation.
it is. Willow's going to cast you all a quick look and follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
We give you calm down hands as well. Or be calm hands rather, not calm down.
And looks
Yeah.
calm, for the record. And looks
Yeah, good.
calm.
Luca looks tense.
Yeah. That's
Too tense, too calm. We're all balanced.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then there's Varys. And the
I
bosun.
think Luca might gesture for Kat to stay with Varys just to be safe. Like, so she can keep an eye on him. In case there are more beasts lurking in the water, you know?
Or how harpies
Yeah,
come
Kat
back.
has not stashed her weapon at all. She is still holding at the ready, basically,
Neither
in
has
case
Luca.
you see.
So,
No, there's Anna, but nobody knows
in
that.
case shit pops off. Yeah.
Concealed carry.
Willow appears unarmed. So
Yep.
Yeah.
but is
Well,
armored.
maybe N should stay with Varys. 'Cause
anyway,
anyway.
And we'll
the bosun
probably
boards their ship and calls out in a loud voice.
Bosun Bones reported. I've requisitioned some help. You lot, help the survivors. And walks over, bangs on the door. Captain! And
Continues the conversation. What are you guys doing? There are you can try to pull out people who have gone overboard, but most of the people in the water are by this point dead. It is more likely that you will be able to save people who are still dying on the deck of the ship itself.
Yeah.
Luca will focus on healing the injured. So,
Okay. So, this
Alright.
is a group skill challenge.
Okay.
Um,
Can move my counter
You-
over to the boat now, yeah?
yes.
Yeah. And probably came in sandwiched between Willow and Luca.
Oh.
Oh,
Like Willow went first and followed, and then Luca.
Okay.
Anyway.
Group medicine checks, please.
Okay.
I think Varys also follows,
Yeah, figured as
and
much.
Kat is sent to stay aboard the ship. She doesn't have any medical training anyway, so she's fine with that. Okay.
Ooh.
Hey.
That
Not
tracks.
bad.
Hey, nice. Yeah. Willow, please. Okay, you did a 10. I will also say, if you want to expend spell slots or lay on hands in Luca's case, you can auto-succeed.
I would. Yes, I would do that.
Okay,
I
so
will also do that.
in which case you will expend those spell slots.
Do I need to? Because I rolled a 21.
That 21 only is one person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have two spell slots remaining. So I'll expend those two.
Yes.
I have
Okay.
3 spell slots and 15 lay on hands. So how many people can I save?
Gosh, good question. Give me 2 more medicine checks at advantage, Luca. I'll say you saved 3 with spell slots.
Ooh, not as good
Ooh.
the second time around.
No.
Damn.
He's tense. Leave him alone.
Yeah. Also, it is like a triage situation of
Just
can
get
we help
people
first?
stable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Save the people with the most chance of surviving. Basically.
Also, I just identify who's where. So are they
Yeah.
all like littered around the boat in various stages
Yeah,
of
basically.
bleeding out?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Some are like on the ship, a couple are like on the shore. So it's a lot of running around. We're montaging this section a little bit,
Yep.
but it is a very tense situation. The bosun brings out the captain, who starts getting the remaining able-bodied crew to pick up and move people that you guys have healed and help out. This is all happening in the middle of the fucking night. It is so dark. There's like the scent of blood and salt water, the sounds of like pain as like you quickly move about the ship trying to patch people up, make sure they don't bleed out.
Willow.
Can I
I
save
can't.
more people with lay on hands?
Yes.
How many?
Do we know roughly how big the crew was?
Yeah. Good question.
Because even if Willow would also probably use one of their potions.
Luca was also considering that.
We also and being like, am I the only person who gives a shit about our lives here? But I didn't add potions to my inventory, so I don't remember which one I have.
Lame.
Look,
You
I have
probably-
potions of water breathing.
You have a standard potion. We all bought
Potion
one
of healing.
at
Yeah, one
Rose's
potion
place.
of healing. Yeah.
Okay.
Gross.
Yeah. Okay, so there was a crew of 24.
Oh god.
Currently, there are 6 remaining, including the captain and bosun.
Oh.
6
So-
remain. Willow would ask also.
So 18 people died.
Where is your
18
doctor?
people. That's one of the
Dead?
dead ones.
Great.
Wait, what did they say?
Or
I didn't
one of
hear.
the dying.
Sorry.
Where's your doctor?
Oh.
I just imagined, where is your doctor? And then there is like bleeding person with like
point.
missing limb. Okay.
So, of the 18, how many can you save? Well, you've saved 5 so far between Willow and Luca's spell slots. Let's roll a d10.
Hey.
You can save another 6.
How?
With your lay on hands, I will say
Nope.
that
You're
spending all of your lay on hands
You're the eye.
manages this. Uh-oh.
Okay.
You're the eye.
Thanks, I.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Ivan, for explaining the situation to me.
Sorry.
Of me.
Sorry. I did some math. And I forgot that my number
yes.
pad has the hotkey.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, that's funny.
Okay,
Wah,
I'll
wah.
expend my lay on hands to save 6 people.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
14 out of 18.
God damn. Good effort. Is there more we can do though? If we did expend a potion, what would that do? One more.
That would save
person?
another person. Yeah.
Then, well, damn. I guess I'm expending a
Okay.
potion.
Guess do everybody do another round of medicine checks.
Okay.
Okay.
Is getting tired.
I'm counting yeah, it's exhausting work. Like you're helping each other and coordinating as much as you can. But it's still difficult work in the middle of the night. And most of these people are in like very bad condition.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah,
So.
and it was pretty much just basic first aid and maybe a couple things they picked up at the poppy, but nothing that's really extremely useful in this kind of dire situation.
No.
This dire shock situation.
And it's probably like carting supplies around and like treating minor things that they can. But
Yeah.
I imagine it's a very Willow seems quite, I guess, methodical about it.
Yeah.
About like where to check on the boat for like to find expected. You know what I mean. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad. There's just a lot of, I imagine, so much blood. Yes.
Yes, there is a lot of blood.
Yeah, I'm just imagining how much
Great.
blood is across the ship. It's just
Great.
Cool.
lots of dragging it around too. So it's like
Yeah, it's you have to be careful because the deck is literally slick with blood.
Good thing this white isn't real on my clothes.
Yeah.
And being like, yeah, I'll never get the stains out of that. Lucky. Willow, meanwhile, in their white pants. Wait. No, they changed their pants are still white. They got the boots on. Yes.
Yeah.
They're fine, mostly. Well, they still get blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, never mind. But still.
I mean, blood wipes off leather.
Yeah, I don't think their pants are... It's fine.
Don't worry about
The boots
it.
will be... Yeah, it's okay.
The boots are long. The boots are long.
The boots are long.
Point
Okay,
is,
so-
we lost 4 people and 6 people were dead when we got here, right?
18 with... Oh. Wait, what? No.
18
6
were
remain.
dying.
Yeah.
6 remain, as in 6 were alive.
Yeah.
Of
Oh,
24.
okay. So we lost 4 total.
Yeah, so that's one of the. I think literally the doctor and a few other crew members were the ones
Oh no!
lost,
Well,
which is bad. But
Good thing I'm here.
this takes hours, by the way.
Yeah.
yeah.
You do the best you can. The Varys talks with the captain, a human woman named Hoya Tirape.
How do you spell that?
Yes, I will put it in our Discord.
Thank you, boss.
And the bosun assigns those crew members who are either magically healed to help with the others, or those that are well enough to start bringing people in?
Mm.
Between Luca and Willow and N helping out, and the bosun's very loud voice coordinating everything, you make good work of it, even if it takes a good long while. Most of your healing resources are expent by this point. It is the middle of the night. So you guys haven't had the chance to take a full rest.
No.
And you most likely won't be able to get one in before dawn.
That's fine. I also imagined that while we're looking overboard for the people that fell into the water, like Willow was concealing Fish Dog, but for the purpose of bringing them in easier, they would probably use Fish Dog as a light.
Yeah.
Like floated out over the water.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, most of the people that were overboard and alive were on the shallow side because they'd been on the shore trying to basically pull the ship off the sandbank.
Yeah. Meh. Yeah. Nevertheless, Fish Dog is out and helping.
Yes. Yeah. So you managed to save another 6. So that's 11 people are able-bodied, and I'm gonna say 3 are stable, but in not great condition. So they're not dying, but they are like heavily injured and exhausted. They're just going to need rest.
Okay.
But you have more than doubled the size of the survivors, so good
Hell
on
yeah.
you.
Good job,
High
us.
five.
Luca looks very much like he's not in the mood for a high five, unfortunately.
No, Willow was not going to be high five. I imagine
know.
Willow's helping hoist people up onto the boat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Luca's
just
got
staying
sweaty
out of the
work
way.
hair.
Yeah.
No, you're my nurse now. Now that I'm being the doctor, you're my nurse.
I'll hang around you then.
That's not a conversation.
No,
That's not a conversation you're having, but
But that is how we ended up working, pretty much, I imagine.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty much an
like,
assistant.
Yeah, and like helping with bandages, so on.
Yeah. I imagine. And what would you do if one of them was like crying? Like, you know when people get like stress cries when they get injured? Like, I imagine at least one of those, surely.
Yeah, well,
What does N do?
and doesn't want to be cruel, so it'll probably just be like, you're okay, you're okay.
N holds.
What is this B for?
Bosun.
Oh, sorry, that's area B.
Okay.
I had them on the GM layer and it accidentally got carried through.
Okay.
We saw behind the scenes. Oh.
B for behind the scenes. Or B for below deck, I guess.
I
Anyway.
guess.
The first sort of signs of the sky lightning are appearing as you get the last of the people bandaged up and indoors, basically. And the captain, who has been like overseeing, along with Varys, who's been like helping out here and there, but again, he's much like N. He doesn't have any real medical training.
Does Willow?
I have cure wounds, so I have
Yes.
like some. Yeah.
No, Mim, be quiet. Does Willow have medical training?
Are you proficient in the medicine skill?
Me?
Yes.
Let me check.
I don't think so.
No, I'm not.
And no,
No.
like, character things of them having medical experience?
No, find out.
Yeah. Can I? Do I notice?
I don't think you have time to notice. Sorry.
Damn it. Okay. Fine.
This is a serious situation. You don't have time to observe whether you're not your
he's really
friends.
good at that.
No, but like, you know, if they
I'm
bring a
joking.
person to me and they have sort of
A
taken
finesse.
care of the worst of it, and I'm like, oh, okay, Willow knows what
I
they're
mean, you
doing.
know that Willow has cure wounds, so they have some magical means of healing.
Okay. All right.
And they have a good head on their shoulders, so
I
blood
guess
they know their
belongs
way
inside
around
a
a boat.
person.
Oh, the bleeding was internal. That's where the blood is supposed to be.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Cool. Captain.
So, Captain Tirape says, "You have my thanks.
Give her a little nod. Is
Things were
Willow-
looking pretty dire."
Willow won't stop until instructed to. So, like, is everything settled now? Is basically everyone
It's-
accounted for?
Yeah, everyone's accounted for. They are either stable and alive, or dead at this point.
Yeah. Is there damage to the? Can I do a check? Damage for the boat to the boat? What kind of damage to
Give
the boat?
me
Rather?
a perception check.
Yeah, because I imagine that while you guys stand, Willow might instinctively begin checking that sort
Assessing.
of thing. Yeah.
Most of the damage to this ship is superficial at best. There are like some scuffs and splinters and so on, and obviously it's like paint has been lost, and obviously it is stranded. But as far as you can tell, it is still seaworthy, if dinged up, basically.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say that Willow's like not standing with you guys very much.
Okay, then I'll be talking.
Yeah, Varys is basically here.
Or would he be talking because he's the captain?
I mean, both. You can both talk.
Okay.
So Tirape is basically saying thank you for your assistance, and things could have been a lot worse. Bones, the Warforged bosun, is sort of standing by, overseeing, and like casts a glance aside as she speaks. Varys says, "We saw the fight from a distance. Figured we'd came to help." And Hoya says, "Much appreciated. You have my thanks and my favor." Her and Varys shake hands briefly.
How long have you been stranded here?
Not long. Day or so, maybe?
Have you made any progress with removing the ship?
Well, no. As you can see.
Oh, I thought maybe you could have been beached further and... Okay.
What brings you out here?
Don't tell them the truth, and messages to Luca.
Traveling, passing by. Fortunate we came upon you when we did.
Yeah, Varys basically concurs with your story, and says, "We were just doing a spot of fishing around the island.
I nod
I was
like,
lucky
yep.
we had watch. We'd heard warnings of harpies, so we had watch set up." And Hoya says, "And you came barging in, which... not the wisest course of action, but I respect it since many of my crew members now owe you their lives."
Well,
Varys,
I think it was
you
wise,
first.
considering we saved so many. Give like a little smile.
Oh.
Varys asks, "What about yourselves?" And, yeah, let's have Varys roll a persuasion check.
Ho ho!
Oh, Captain.
Do you want to give him advantage, Luca?
Absolutely. I
Oh,
was gonna
okay.
ask
Big
if I
smile. Big charming
could.
smile.
Yeah. I just say, oh, wow.
You know what? We're tired. We're tired.
Yeah.
Was covered in blood.
Captain Terape says, "Now's not a good time to discuss that, I'm afraid. I need to see to my crew." And, she excuses herself and heads below deck.
I think as Dawn is arriving and is kind of pacing the ship and watching the peaks where the harpies
Mhm.
flew off to, just keeping an eye on them.
Okay. Yeah, make a perception check. With disadvantage, I think.
Well, that's probably
Oh.
gonna be it then. But let's see if we can make it worse. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Aw.
So, it's kind of hard to see anything because of the angle that you're at. The line of sight is mostly blocked by the wrecked galleon and the rocks themselves.
Mhm.
But you don't see any harpies incoming, so
No immediate threats.
there's that at least. Yeah.
May I also plopped Willow slightly out of frame, but can I check the point of contact with the galleon?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
I have fish dog. Can I have advantage?
Yes.
Or am I exhausted? I do imagine Willow's like haggard, but
Yeah, you're tired, but you're not at the point of exhaustion yet.
so I can still have advantage
Yes.
with fish dog. Okay, good.
Yes.
Perception.
Fish dog is designed to look at stuff.
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
So, from what you can tell, the galleon itself has been here for quite some time, possibly years. The bowsprit of the Blackfin has a ram on it for naval combat and has basically punched a hole into the relatively like rotten wood of the galleon itself. So you can sort of see the evidence of this. The Blackfin basically careened like straight along the bank and into the bow of the galleon in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is like partway wedged in. The galleon itself is mostly sunk. It's sitting pretty low in the water. You think that, like, from what you can see through this hole, basically it's just like darkness and water down there.
Hmm.
Is that on purpose? And
Oh,
appears
it's-
behind.
oh.
Yeah, appears behind Willow and is asking Willow.
Yeah, Willow was sort of deep in focus and didn't notice you approach, so they jump a little. Um,
I don't think. I don't understand why it would be on purpose.
One way to get inside. But yeah, it does look pretty haphazard.
There are better ways to park a ship.
I would hope so.
Hmm.
They haven't told us why they're here yet, and is now in Willow's head.
Oh, well, if you're in Willow's head, Willow can respond in their voice. Has anyone asked?
Varys. Captain said it wasn't a good time.
Oh, that. Yes, I heard that. Willow's a bit. Ew.
You alright?
Yes, you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm going to actually do an insight check on N. Willow, like.
I'm gonna do one
glances-
back!
Okay, fine. Willow glances over their shoulder at you because they know that, like, what the vibe was before we boarded. What's your mood?
And is...
I guess.
What's your mood?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Me first. Willow's vaguely. Willow seems distracted, and they are also very tired. They also keep mindlessly. I imagine they're rubbing their gloves against the leather of their boots. They are not a fan of how bloody they still are, but hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is holding it together very well, but they are obviously a bit sick. However, they do seem to have adapted to this situation very quickly, and they are not lingering on what happened on the scrap bucket before. It's very obvious that they're here now.
Nice. Willow gives a little nod without explaining what they have determined. But nevertheless, I still want to learn more about like the connection. I guess so.
I mean,
Safe.
you have time.
I have time. Okay.
What are you trying to figure out?
The what am I trying to figure out? I just want to figure out why they're here. But I guess I can't. Can I?
You're not going to be able to do that from...
No, like there's stuff like indicators on boats about like what they're made for, kind of thing. But
Oh, okay.
You have no idea, I'm afraid. There is...
yeah. This one's just blood, I guess. This one's made for carting blood around Skystreak Reef, apparently. This is now
It's a
dwarf
pirate
red
ship.
casket. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pirate ship. They have one arcane cannon.
I
But
guess
that
it
was
is-
like moved indoors, basically.
Yeah. Well, it definitely doesn't seem like a warship. If it is, it's not a very good one.
Yeah, it's pretty small. This is this is more of a like sleek maneuverable one than like a shoot you to death with 1,000 cannons one.
Yeah. Can I
The
say
galleon, however,
Yeah.
does look like a warship.
Yeah.
Now that it has a gun deck from what you can see over the side, but that is like close to being submerged in the water.
Does it look 5 years old?
It looks... You can't tell the age exactly without
Okay.
getting really up close.
Can I make
Maybe
Fish
not
Dog
5, but a couple years, possibly.
Can I make Fish Dog investigate the dark space where the... Or at least illuminate the dark space?
It looks like it's not... There's not really much you can tell from this angle. Even if Fish Dog lights it up, what you mostly see is, like, punched through wood and water. Let's cut back to Luca and Varys. The captain has gone below deck and is looking over the crew. The bosun is acting in her stead.
I might tell Varys to go and get some rest, honestly, just as an aside.
Varys sort of shakes his head and is like, I'm fine.
Okay, cool.
The bosun speaks up.
Wasn't sure what to make of you lot. You done right by us.
Thank you. Have we met?
I've never seen you in my life.
Okay.
Should I know you?
No?
All right then.
Mm-hmm.
Look at make an intelligence check. As you try to remember.
Oh,
Hey, pretty good. You have not met this individual before. However, you are distinctly familiar with the Karnathi style of Warforged that were commissioned.
Huh. Okay.
And that, like, unsettled, like, tension that you had when the bosun first, like, appeared has sort of left at this point.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to offer my hand. Which of their hands is a hook?
I'm gonna say right hand.
So I would
Left.
shake with my left. Cool. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. I would offer my hand.
Bones takes your hand and gives it a shake briefly.
I didn't catch your name.
It's Bones.
Just Bones?
Just Bones.
Fun. I apologize for my earlier trepidation. You don't see many Khans out here. Give him a smile.
It sort of regards you with like a vague look of amusement in its glowing orange eyes,
Okay, good. That's good. Amusement is good.
and does a little scoff.
Were you in? Sorry, you first.
Don't see many clans around here. Hey. It's because I'm not one anymore.
No, you're a pirate? Questioning expression.
Wise guy over here. Don't hurt yourself.
No. I actually don't know much about piracy. I'm still quite new to these parts. So, to me, you just look like a friendly fellow.
Bones laughs and just like walks off, kind of ending the conversation there.
Oh wait, no, I was going to ask if he was injured, if they were injured.
They're not.
Okay.
oh, that's so funny. And anyway, I imagine that the big laugh to both of us. We're probably keeping an eye on you guys from a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luca
But
kind of blows
definitely-
his hair out of his face.
You seem like a nice guy. Big evil maniacal laughter walks away from you.
Kind of lean to Varys, like, friends of yours?
Varys shakes his head and gives you a look like, the fuck?
No, just like does Does he know them in any way, you know? Like, has he met these people before?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Look, like, so do all pirates know each other, or?
I don't understand this pirate life, okay? That is a valid question.
Yo-ho, not a pirate life for me.
No, decidedly not.
Look, just confusing everybody aboard this vessel. God.
It's his natural
Good.
state.
Keeps the mood light, honestly.
Mm.
You're standing ankle deep in blood. No, okay, I'm sure the blood's dried now down to just the souls.
Luca looks very burdened.
Should you sit down?
Varys claps a hand on your shoulder. We've done all we can for now.
We should rest while we have a chance.
Let's leave him to it for a bit.
Willow's going to knock on Luca's... Am I on the porcelain arm side? No, I'm on your flesh arm side. We'll knock on your arm and say...
Good work, Doctor.
Thank you. You as well.
Willow's going to cross back.
You are briefly left to your own devices, but not for long, as Captain Hoya will emerge soon.
Huddle.
Yeah,
You
a
guys
couple
just
minutes.
running around.
Do we have a chance to, like, go back to our cabin and converse, or...?
Nah.
Nah. Just getting our heads in.
Okay.
Willow might make the gesture that if N looks like they want to say something, they'll do the, like, open up the message.
Yeah, and
For Cap's ear.
Yeah, for our brief little huddle here, N's gonna try and phone a conversation. Game of phone a conversation with everyone. First Willow, though. What are we gonna tell them? We need a story, and we need it straight.
Didn't Varys and Luca already give a story?
Do you know it? Are we sticking with that?
I overheard it. Well, I don't want to change it.
How are we going to explain everything else?
I suppose we don't. We help them get dislodged.
Do you think they'll leave as soon as they are?
Hopefully, depends what they're here for.
Yeah, that's the question. That's what
It
we need
is.
to
We don't
figure
have the
out.
answer.
That's our next order of business, that and don't get eaten. You got it, Luca?
Hello?
And is going to repeat. Yes, this thing is on, Luca. You understand we can't tell them the truth of why we're here, yes?
What truth? We're here for fishing.
And gives a little finger gun at Luca, like, yeah, you got it. All right.
Okay.
Willow. Wait, no, that doesn't work. I can't ask them.
You can ask me for them if you want.
How long will it take for us to dislodge this ship?
Luca has to ask N, who then has to ask me.
Yes,
Or are
yep.
you going to ask me
Yeah,
out loud with words?
just pretend that I did, so we're not repeating it.
Yeah, be very cute though. What kind of check do I do to know? Because I did assess the damage pretty closely.
It's a matter of leverage, really.
I was thinking Willow would suggest that we basically help hoist them out, which would mean, okay, Willow is thinking that
Get a big plank of
if
wood,
we-
and
No, no.
then
no, wait.
stick the
Willow-
the boat to
Willow-
the boat.
Why did you ask me? Willow is thinking that it through a mix of dislodging and also of anchoring the boat to our boat and basically using Varys to be like woof into the sails and help pull a group effort of both. Maybe that it'd be able to dislodge, but I don't know if that would work. But that is the first thought that popped into my head.
Yes, between the scrap bucket towing the ship
Towing, that's the word I was looking for. I was saying dragging.
a little
Dragon
bit
D's
and
nuts.
Oh, for
Sarah.
fuck's sake.
Relax. Calm down. Didn't even make sense.
Sorry, dragging these nuts across your face. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Okay, never say that again. Thanks.
So in a combination of towing,
And
just
leveraging the
leaves.
boat.
Stop talking!
I can't leave. I'm stuck here.
Aw.
But I am going to be quiet in disappointment so that you can feel shame for
I don't know what that
once
is.
in your life.
It's not gonna work. Trust me.
Ay, ay, ay. All this said, yes, you could probably help them unstick the boat
Hmm.
with help and engineering. However, before you get to discuss this, Captain Hoya Tirape returns because she was only gone for a few minutes and Bones left to basically come get her again.
Go laugh.
After,
The laugh.
yeah.
To go laugh.
Yeah.
Get a load of this guy, Captain.
I am a fantastic delight to be around, I would just say.
Yeah, it's just that you also said, you seem like a nice person to the most menacing fucking guy.
Yeah.
The guy who looks deliberately scary as shit. Hello?
You know, I'm used to it.
Keep sidetracking me with Luca's everything.
With
Yeah.
Luca. Like, look at that token. He's a fun-looking fellow. He's got a big smile. Look at it.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the jaw cavity. The mandible.
Yeah, look how smiley he is because of it. You know how skulls look like they're smiling? That's what he's got going on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I
Nah.
see it. I guess.
He's got a little
Anyway,
ooh
that's
kitty
just-
face.
For fuck's.
The captain comes out.
Yeah,
Yep.
Captain comes back.
Captain Hoya returns and says, well, you have my thanks.
Barrett's gonna talk, or should I talk so you're not talking to yourself?
Please talk.
Okay, we are happy to help, Captain. Give her a nod. We were just considering how to further assist by getting you unwrecked.
Willow might step beside you now as a way of saying, like, they do have a thought, a plan.
This is our engineer. I seem confused by that.
Cognot looks at you like, what?
Boat person.
No, don't say that. Okay, just stop talking. Cognot will raise their hand as a and tip their hat at the captain. And say,
It appears that you've lodged yourself quite deeply into that galleon.
I'm aware. It's the sandbank that's the real trouble, though. Thanks to you, however, we might have the crew to lever ourselves out, provided that we don't get attacked again. She looks to the sky.
Are there any harpies in the morning
Nope.
orange? Golden
Yep.
hour. Okay, I look beautiful. Okay.
was it?
It is still pre-dawn. It's in that like weird blue
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
tinged of like it is still dark, but we are approaching dim light.
Okay.
Yeah. question too. It's odd that the harpies attacked at nighttime, yeah?
They
Or is it just
basically
because
heard.
they saw. Yeah, okay.
They heard the people.
Yeah, moving around. They
Yeah.
heard dinner.
So, yeah.
Okay.
What were you
Well,
doing that you
Hoya
got so
basically
close to
can
the...
Oh.
Hoya can basically explain what happened. They were actually Luca, make a persuasion check unless either of you guys want to help to get information from the captain. Varys failed once, but you're still in good standing because you did save lives.
Yeah. Luca was about to ask, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ask or roll a dice?
Ask.
What were you
Ask
doing
and then roll.
here that you got so close to the sand?
Okay, make a persuasion check. Hoya sort of sighs and says, "We were going to salvage something from that wreck when we were caught off guard by the harpies.
Oh.
We, our helmsman got taken in by their song, and, well, you can see we crashed. We fled indoors and were trying to snipe them off, thus avoiding the worst of it, but obviously it was only a matter of time before we would run out of supplies. So
So
we
sorry.
tried making a break for it at night."
I'm sure there's nothing worth salvaging. That ship looks very old.
Somebody gonna make an insight check on the captain? On
Yeah, well.
Terape?
Immediately.
Absolutely. No, Luca wouldn't. Let them.
Let your suspicious friends.
Yeah. I'm just here
There's-
to pry out information that they can sift
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There is a flicker of an expression across her face. There's definitely something specific that they came to get from that ship. Perhaps
Anyone
not, she
gonna
says.
Tell me this, okay? Never mind.
What are we gonna say? She's lying.
Not in the
I
middle
mean,
of the
that
conversation.
seems like something N would tell me, but okay.
I don't want
She's
you.
not in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah, I don't want you to flinch.
Right then. Well, in which case, we will do our best to help you unwreck, and you can return to Regalport, I suppose. That's the closest port, and get aid for your remaining crew. I'm gonna give her a smile. Like, yeah.
I appreciate the assistance. I'm going to let my crew rest up first. Stay nearby. We will most likely require your assistance once they have recovered. What's everybody's passive perception?
I
Um,
believe 15?
it's
No.
10
14.
plus modifier.
10
It's
plus.
on the
10
sheet.
plus modifier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
wow, 10. Okay.
Under skills.
It's
10. Aw.
It's 11 for me.
No,
Okay.
Actually, it's 11, so shut the fuck up. Yeah, mine's 14.
Okay. In which case, Willow, you hear the sound of footsteps approaching. Rather a lot of them, actually. And look over to see a short-ish human woman in mended clothes and garish jewelry approach with 5 strange, lurching figures of driftwood.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's your shack friend.
Oh.
It's your shack friend.
Oh.
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 Oh, they're
Uh,
sick. Never mind.
Shh.
When you come-
Okay. No, shh. Okay. Willow sharply glances over. I think you guys would notice the way that they
Yeah. Ben's gonna
Look.
come over.
Yeah.
What do I do? Insight check immediately? Like whatever investigation check?
Yeah, what can we do?
Perception. This would just be perception.
Perception, okay.
It is not on their game tonight.
And stressed.
Poor baby.
En's covered in blood, and En's not used to being covered in blood.
She is a human woman. She has some burn scars, kind of short, sort of has maintained herself. She looks clean.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously like windswept and wild. And she is approaching with this like small contingency of basically like lurching driftwood figures. They look like sort of very crudely constructed golems of some kind or constructs. Just literally made out of driftwood.
Glance to the captain and be like, is she one of yours?
And Captain Hoya goes, "Who is that?" And goes over to the deck. Everybody's basically aboard that comes over to the deck, and this woman marches up onto the sand in the, like, just dawn hours as, like, the sunrise is cresting in the east, casting light over her face. And she calls out, "Ahoy there! I would like to buy passage and speak with the captain." Captain Hoya says, "I'm the captain. What do you want?" And the woman on the beach does a little curtsy, and she says, "My name is Roselia de Caneth. I've been shipwrecked here for some time. I'd like to get the fuck out of here. I've got money, and I've got help. May I come aboard so that I can negotiate?" Willow, make a quick history check.
Yeah, thank you.
That name means anything to you. You should have advantage on this.
Okay.
That is an exoriate of House Cannith, who is basically wanted across most of Corvair as part of the Treaty of Thronehold. A lot of people who were involved in weapons development, and especially ones that resulted in atrocities, let's call them, were basically put on an international wanted list. And
So-
this woman, Roselia de Caneth, also known as Inferno Rose,
Oh
Oh my god.
is one of them.
Haha. Huh. So is she like a war criminal?
Oh yeah.
Essentially. Okay.
And with that 24, I'm going to say you specifically know that she was in magical weapons research and for the Ondarian military. And did illegal and unethical weapons testing on occupied villages, basically.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Is Willow
You've definitely seen her face on a wanted poster at least once. Though obviously that was some time ago.
is Willow reacting
Captain.
like physically at
Is
all to
it
this?
bristling or?
I mean, not that you would be able to see because they are covered in armor.
That's true. Okay, continue, Captain.
But Captain Hoya says, "You may come aboard, but leave your army behind you." And Inferno Rose nods and approaches. Captain Hoya says, "You may take your rest, and we will take ours." And Varys says, "Give us a shout when you need us. I'll have our crew take some time and we'll keep a weather eye out for any more trouble."
Also, just without not or with thinking, Fish Dog's going to fly immediately back into Willow's pocket. Like Willow gestures for Fish Dog to tuck away.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Fish Dog disappears.
Well, I noticed that because Fish Dog is my best friend.
Yes, you do. You might notice Willow
Okay.
just staring. Hard staring.
Anyway. Okay, so with a gesture, Roselia sends her constructs away, basically, and climbs aboard the ship. You guys cross over the gangplank and remove it, and Varys sets you out to drift a little bit further away.
Like over here.
Yeah. Basically does like a slow turn. Cat is happy to see you all come back in one piece.
Oh.
And so what how is it? What happened?
I'll let Willow recount because Willow is friend.
We will
Don't. Yeah.
move off the map while we have conversations.
Willow doesn't seem to hear the question.
Oh. Well, we saved as many lives as we could. We're going to try and get them unwrecked and hopefully on their way.
They're here to salvage something from the galleon. Something specific.
And there was a
Who was
woman?
that? Yes.
Yeah, there's a woman on the bank.
Did we notice that there was like a hut?
Probably not clearly. You might have seen like some weird structures, but it might have read as harpy nest from a distance.
Okay, cool. A woman, Rosalia?
I don't think. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Rosalia de Kenneth, yes. And it's going to look at Willow now.
Willow's standing just near the door with like their head down and their arms folded.
Do you know anything about her? Willow?
Sorry. Willow looks up. They're still cognate, by the way.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be responding to N. They just say,
That woman is dangerous.
Yeah.
Should we not have left her with the crew?
I don't think she'd be dangerous to them. She's trying to win them over, Varys says.
If she's telling the truth, she doesn't actually want to be here. Depends why
I
she's
believe
dangerous.
her at that. Though how she's survived all this time. Because she's been here longer than the crew have.
What if she's the Harpy's handler?
I wouldn't put it past her.
She had those constructs. Maybe the Harpies aren't the only thing eating people out here.
That's grim.
Luca makes a face like, don't say that.
can I make an Arcana check about the golems?
Sure.
Normal? Fishdog can't give me advantage, I'm guessing.
Not without Fishdog being there to examine them. What do you want to know about them?
The sort of magic she's using on to activate them and whether that can be applied to harpies. Basically.
No, it's not mind control or anything like that. She doesn't have any. You probably guess that whatever is constructing the driftwood creatures is not the same as whatever is influencing the harpies, if anything. Not that you've had a chance to look over, but you are familiar with the, like, it's like a really jank application of Canith construct principles.
Hmm.
This
I'm
is the
assuming
kind
the
of stuff
same
that they
thing that-
would use, not for Warforged necessarily, but stuff like basically automated servants.
Great. Okay.
So, for example, you would use them to, like, clean or deliver messages, things like
Yes.
that.
Like elaborate vacuum cleaner, elaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like drones. Not drones. What are they called? The little
Droids.
things. Droids.
Roomba.
Roomba.
Roombas?
Yes. So she has made Roombas basically.
Yeah, she's made humanoid Roombas
Yeah, and the difference obviously being
Out
that
of-
Warforged
out
have
of
like
scraps.
sentience.
Yeah.
These aren't sentient. These are Roombas.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're basically elaborate puppets.
Yeah, appliances. Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
word to say.
Yeah, sorry.
And in the distance, like, great! Okay. Willow's going to walk back out the boat. Are there any harpy corpses in the water around?
By this point, they would have sunk.
Willow's still going to...
And it's not been long enough after death for them to start bloating.
Yeah.
Also, like, while the water is not particularly clear, you can see there are probably, like, some indications of reefs and seaweed and stuff, so there are probably fish that, if given any amount of time, will eat whatever dead bodies show up in here, which probably works quite well for the harpies.
Yeah. Cool. Well, apologies, guys. Willow just walked right back out and is doing, like, a perimeter of their boat to see if they can find any corpses in the water. Harpy corpses.
Probably. No.
And if they can't, they are just going to pause outside and hold their head. Probably drop their armor as well, while they're on the flip side of the boat where they can't be seen.
Okay.
So behind the right side of the boat.
Yeah.
Well, she's
Um,
dangerous. What are we gonna do about it?
Sorry, Willow's outside.
No, Ed knows. Ed
Yeah.
left you. Go have your thinks
Yeah,
and your
cool.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Cat is also staying inside, and so is Varys is like casting a glance to where Willow went. So he's not entirely in the conversation, but Cat is participating. Like, you said she was negotiating with the captain for passage?
Yes.
Well,
Oh.
passage doesn't mean they can't take her in at the end.
What, you think she's going to be a pirate and join them? I don't know.
Oh, no. Take her to
I don't
whatever.
think you know.
No.
Oh,
Luca doesn't know. Only Willow knows, and I didn't tell you yet.
We just know she's
Okay,
dangerous.
yeah.
We don't know
sorry.
anything else. We just know according to Willow
Well-
she's dangerous.
we should then leave her here?
I don't know about that, Cat says.
It could be a lie. Or wanting passage could just be a way to make the crew let their guard down.
Should we be going
Varys
back to
is
the
like-
ship?
Rubbing his eyebrows. Strange that a Decaneth would be out here and
Sure is.
You think the
apparently shipwrecked for that long.
Unless she wants to be.
is
wants
the
to be
big
hidden?
ship hers?
What did you say, Luca?
Is the big ship hers?
I don't think so.
Isn't it Lyrander? Big one?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can have a look for the name or something identifying.
Yeah, sounds good.
Varys is gonna take a step outside. He glances over at Willow. Do you heed him at all?
Upon seeing that he's outside, Willow will buck up. They might put their hat back on, but not go into Cognaut armor. They're just keeping their face concealed. Because in case anyone from the other boat is watching, even though it's far away, but keeping their ears concealed at least. So, but they will probably come join Varys where he is on lookout.
Yeah, he's gonna walk around. Whoops. And take out the spyglass and have a look. Let me see.
Bro.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Varys is
damn.
rolling like shit today.
He's sleepy.
It's also just like, he sighs. Can't see any signs of what her name was. He gestures at the wrecked galleon.
Maybe if we get closer.
He nods. Oh, wait, though. He turns his attention towards where the harpies flew off. Just keeps an eye out.
What do you think they're here for, Captain?
I don't disbelieve them when they say they're here for the wreck. Question is just, what do they want with it? Same as you, or something else? On one hand, you've done them a good turn, so they might be open to negotiation. On the other, we have just saved more of their crew, so if it comes to conflict, we're at a disadvantage. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm not sure I like the third factor that has just come in.
No. So you shouldn't.
Gives you a look. Do you know of her?
Heard the name.
Anything more to go on?
Well, she's wanted. So,
For what?
I suppose what the worst of Kenneth are wanted for.
Huh. So she's still using her name despite being cast out.
Well.
Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Might lay our efforts to waste. Willow says, kind of with a not a happy smile, but implying that she might kill the crew. It's a dark, random thought. It's kind of a joke. It's a bad joke. Well, is Varys gonna? What's Varys doing?
Varys is keeping an eye out for the harpies.
Okay.
And I guess keeping Willow company to some extent.
Willow's going to nod and basically decide, I'm going to go inform the others of our situation.
Varys nods. I'll keep close. So he's basically going to listen in through the door
Okay.
while keeping watch.
Yep. Thank you, Captain. Willow's going to go back in. Marches in with purpose.
Well, they can
as if they
take her,
didn't
but
just
it's
march
not.
out. Huh?
And is talking, and then Willow comes in.
What was N saying?
Well, they can take her. She's not our.
Ah, right.
Luca is lying on the table.
Lying on the table.
Like his head is on the table.
Oh, sitting down.
Yeah.
And he's like doing the piano, the grand piano.
No.
Jessica Rabbit. Yeah. Okay, Willow's going to walk in, and I imagine that Willow walks in with enough like energy that you guys look to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Willow takes off their hat now, back to being Willow the Shifter. Gives you all a big smile and says, "Luca, would you mind gesturing to pick up off the table? They want to use the table."
Mm-hmm. Sits up. He's tired now.
Yes. Okay. Willow gestures at everyone to join them at the table.
End's already there.
Yep. I imagine there being a map or just something to gesture to, because I don't know why.
Cat.
Oh, they drew up a chart.
Yeah, they tried
Yeah.
to make a map as best as they could.
Yep. Okay. Willow's going to place something down to represent Roselia. Is her name Roselia? Isn't that a Pokemon?
Yeah, Roselia and
Roselia.
That's it.
Yeah, Roselia. So what do we have to represent her?
Piece of
You want
trash.
to grab a knife?
I would stab it into the table, but I don't want to damage the map. So
You don't have to stab it. You can just put a knife on the table. Why must everything be stabbed?
because Willow
Is
wants
it-
to stab the table with the knife, the
You
energy
need a
that
hug,
they have.
Willow.
No, thank you. Let's just say it's a
A salt shaker.
no.
That's
salt
you,
shaker's too
Luca.
nice.
You're
Yeah,
the
you're
salt
the salt
shaker.
shaker.
You have been designated
Shake it like a salt shaker. Yes.
A fork.
Look, something. I can't think.
I put a fork on the
Crossbow
table.
Willow
A
pulls out
cork.
one of their crossbow bolts. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Places it on the table. So, Roselia de Kenneth.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know?
She's a wanted war criminal. And with good reason.
Oh.
What'd you do?
Weapons development, specifically the sort that is tested on civilians.
Right.
Cat makes a face of like, yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Worked for the Ondarian military. and is presumably, well, no, currently working with. Willow's trailing off while they mumbling a bit to themselves. Sorry.
You think she's working with someone?
Oh, I have no thoughts on that currently. She's made her own friends, so chances are not. But we won't rule it out.
Do we know if she has any connection to the harpy situation that you can think of?
Not as yet. The magic she's using for the golems isn't the same as one would use for the harpies, but who knows the length she'll. Who knows what she's capable of? Rather
Yeah.
beyond what she is already capable of.
I mean, if she's been here for a while, then, like, regardless of what the actual situation is, she's gonna be involved some way or another.
Exactly.
Either a victim or the opposite. They stole things from the Jenny. It could have been for her.
Kat just gives a look of, like, she's thinking it over but can't come to any conclusions, really.
Yeah, so is Willow.
If she's a
It's too many factors.
wanted war criminal, she might not even actually want to leave this place. It will be
Maybe.
a ruse.
In which case, the Blackfin is in danger,
Yeah.
but
Man, what a mess. Wish we could just convince all of those to just, go home. We could worry about
Yeah.
the harpies.
That would be
That was
nice.
already gonna be a big enough issue, but
Oh, I mean, no one's gonna cry if our friend Rosie got into a bit of an accident. It's easy enough to do out here.
my God, you're grim.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
Put her in the brig and hope she plays nice?
No, like, have you seen the size of this place? There's nowhere to put her.
Exactly.
I mean, if the Blackfin wants to take her, then fine by me, jeez.
she's not stepping foot on my boat.
No, she's not.
What if we tell them? And then they can ferry her somewhere and claim a handsome reward.
I mean,
And-
we'd have to be pretty smart about that, because I think selling...
If she finds out we know,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
she's
then it's
not
gonna
going to home
get
back.
ugly.
Well, they probably have more space to lock someone up.
Yeah, I was never
Yeah,
suggesting
but
she
are they
was gonna
gonna?
come aboard our ship. But what are they gonna do? Who knows what she's capable of? Locking her up might not work. Ish.
Just make it so she can't use her hands, right? Raise my hands above my head in like a Y shape.
Not all magic needs hands.
Oh, is it magic? That makes sense.
We don't know what she's capable of, that's the problem.
Could just
Willow,
ask.
you could probably make an educated guess, though you wouldn't know precisely.
Of what to what? What she's capable of?
Yes.
Yeah. Did I mention before, like Mim is asking, did I mention before the... Yeah, I guess Willow didn't explain. It's not really necessary to know, like, the specifics of artificing kind of... Not artificing, kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
Is it artificing, kind of? Yeah, imbuing
Yes.
inanimate things with, like, magic is...
Yes.
So
Considered.
she's... Yeah.
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 She could be more of an arcane caster in the
Yeah.
sense of, like, a wizardy type, but regardless, she clearly has some experience with artificing. So
Yeah, especially Willow might mention. Oh no, Willow. Okay, I'm asking first. Onder is known for more like
for magic,
slingy magic. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I'm not yet convinced that she is just a tinkerer gone awry.
No.
Like she is. Okay, so I'm going to tell Luca she is potentially capable of more magic than just gadgets and golems.
Mm.
Oh,
Mhm.
what
We
we know
don't know
for
yet.
sure is that we shouldn't tip her off that we know this about her.
Mhm.
We don't want to give
And
her a
you
reason.
hear a whisper in your head.
To protect our allies, we should listen.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it. And was
Continue the
thinking about it
conversation.
when they were standing on the ship before, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's just like, it seems more urgent now.
Yes, and was waiting to see how things were going to go before they started using magic. But anyway, yes.
Does N visibly look like they are reacting to something?
They just look about as intense as they have this whole time.
Mm.
But they're probably like playing with a coin now, rolling it over their fingers.
Mm.
But that's a nervous tick you've seen them do before.
Mm. She waited until the opportune moment to emerge.
She obviously wasn't interested in helping with the attack. For all her power. So I guess it's
Cat
a little bit harder to make driftwood fly.
Not if you throw it hard
sighs.
enough.
Either way, I don't like this.
Mm.
It's not a good position to be in, no.
On the other hand, from what I saw, there were a lot less harpies than before. So, silver linings, I guess.
Harpies are easier to trick.
Looks like... Yeah, well,
But I guess we're trading one
whatever
for
the
the other.
Blackfin... Yeah. Well, whatever the Blackfin did, it took care of a bunch of them.
They have a cannon. We should see if we can use that again. Help clear the skies. We have more people to cover them so they can operate it. Might be a good tool to at least clear out the harpies.
This is all pretty messy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to play our cards very carefully here.
Well, as for the plan, Willow's now just going to gesture. Now they will place down, like, for example, a fork to represent the Blackfin and something nicer for their own, their pen for the scrap bucket. We're going to have to get the ship out regardless.
Mhm.
Unless, of course, she kills everyone before morning, but, well, before afternoon, I suppose, but we'll plan for the best. I am proposing that we use the scrap bucket to tow out from the back and dislodge from the galleon.
Seems fair.
However, if the wind is not going that way, then Willow's going to glance over at Captain Varys.
Varys glances back and catches your eye.
Willow's entered another headache-inducing thought of...
Are we gonna want anyone to know that he's
Yeah.
foundling? That adds an even... another pin to the board.
Yeah, Willow rolls their whole head
Varys.
back to look at the map.
Varys walks in and says, Cat, take over lookout. And she says, aye, Captain. and pieces out to she's like, this she has nothing to contribute to this conversation other than being like, this sucks.
That's fair, Cat. You're the only normal one here.
Cat is valid, but she's not much. She's just a gal.
Yep.
Yeah. And so she should be. She's lovely.
Varys walks in. I think if we can negotiate ourselves with Terape, then we should be able to make things easier. The question is just that if we give ourselves some time to work the captain over, he looks at Luca and N, we could perhaps find out what they're after and try to negotiate our ways out. Besides that, the crew's in bad way, and while they're surely grateful for their lives, I don't imagine they're keen enough to get back into the fray immediately. So, and any pirate captain should be wary enough of pushing their crew too far, lest they be taken out in mutiny.
Right, well, in this situation, I would very much lean us towards making friends with that crew. Considering the third factor that just walked in. We're gonna want everyone on our side. Not for our safety, for theirs.
A bribe of wine or food will do well. We've got grog amongst our supplies.
I've got chocolates.
Luca gives you an indignant face.
What if they're Kai's chocolates?
He's supposed to eat them.
This is for peace,
Rubs their
Luca.
head.
All that said, it does interfere with our mission a bit.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't tarry.
Ideal situation is everyone leaves. Correct?
Everyone but one.
Wait, what? What? Who? We?
Who do you think?
Roselia, I believe.
Roselia.
Yes. Oh. I thought Willow said she's a criminal, correct?
Yes, so she's the lowest priority here. Not because she's a criminal, but because of what she did.
I believe Luke is suggesting that she should be taken in because she's a criminal, not left behind.
In the event
question of-
that we can't save everyone.
I'm saying ideal situation.
Well, we know what she's accused of. We arguably know what she wants. And the
Do we?
likelihood is,
Passage.
presumably,
Oh.
freedom from this place.
Right.
Should probably talk to her more. En's gonna look at Luca.
Me?
We should speak to her and see what we can glean.
Mhm.
Willow, would you be okay talking to her, or should you leave that to us?
I'll manage. When push comes to shove, I may not have a say in the matter, so I will adapt accordingly.
If we're going to intentionally approach her, I think Luca should be the one to do it.
Willow shrugs. Sure.
I'm honored for your faith in me.
You did well.
As for the
discussing
matter
with
of
bosun.
towing,
Mhm.
I have a fair sense for the weather. Likelihood is the wind will turn.
In our favor?
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Guess we should prepare.
Looks like there's a light wind today, but
Enough to make a useful
see.
tow?
that's the question.
Worst
Regardless,
comes
it
to
seemed
worst.
like
Sorry. you
Terape
first.
wanted to... It seems like Terape wanted to give her crew a chance to rest and recover after what they've been through.
If worst
As
comes
good a
to
job as we
worst.
did. Yes.
Sorry.
Continue, Luca?
If worst comes to worst, the bosun and I can just dig the ship out.
I don't think even you are that strong. How good are you at moving a building, Luca?
I've never tried, so can't say that I can't until I try.
All right.
Willow's going to catch Varys's eye now and ask, what are you willing to show them?
Well, as little as I can get away with, if possible. If the wind's good enough, then it's easy enough to hide. Especially if there's attention is directed to hauling the ship out of the sand.
Encourage it along, hide it in the breeze. Nothing to see here.
Exactly.
Is your magic visible?
Only if you're watching my hands.
Right.
That being said,
Well-
I think we should make an effort to approach this diplomatically if we can.
Mhm.
I doubt Hoya is going to move against us after our help. So it's really just a matter of persuasion.
Yeah. Stay on their good side.
My question is, what do they want with the wreck and who sent them?
Are the dire sharks not aligned with Lyrander?
They're in talks with them, as far as I've heard. And the question is what Lyrander would want with an old wreck of theirs, aside from salvage, but considering where the ship is and what state it's in.
Does seem like they want something very specific from it.
I'm gonna look at Willow. Do you know what they might want? What
Is
Would
there
you
any
like to
other-
roll to make?
Yes.
Would you like to roll to make an educated guess?
Yes. Because I think I've said what I imagine they're here for, but what do I roll?
This would be an intelligence check or a history check about Lyrander.
Let's go with history.
Okay.
Gosh.
So, Lyrander and Kenneth are usually the ones that build the elemental galleons in conjunction. It's usually a collaborative work. However, they are essentially useless without the piloting of a Lyrander marked. That being said, Lyrander still jealously guards the actual technical details of the ship. So if a ship is unable to be salvaged, it is likely that it will be taken apart, whatever can be taken apart, or destroyed.
To disguise their like proprietary mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Can you imagine if Luca knew the word proprietary mechanisms? I
Oh
think
god,
Willow
no,
would be like,
that
"What?"
was a Sarah. That was
Yeah, of
absolutely a
course.
Sarah.
So, unlike Luca, Sarah is not a himbo and knows words with more than 2 syllables. So yeah. Okay. Willow will probably just mention they're here to salvage or destroy. That's all I can think of at the moment.
Mm.
Well, perhaps we can convince them to let us do the job for them if it's about destroying.
They are in dire straits, and we're fit as a fiddle.
You could tell them that they need to blow up the ship to get free. Yeah?
Hey,
And how will we
question.
do that?
Mm. Look at
We're blowing
Willow
up-
like
Well,
They
just
have-
assume I know.
they have their big gun cannon, right? Can't they use that?
Well, sure, but why? I think
to
they
get free.
they know a lot about boats. I'm not sure we could really pull the wool over their eyes.
Ah. Is there anything
Question.
we should be salvaging from the boat?
Question: would blowing up the boat kill the elemental inside, if there is one?
Probably not.
Oh.
Would it free the elemental?
Probably not. Again, if you're just what Willow knows about how the elemental galleons work is they are usually contained within a specific housing when they are not
Yeah.
active.
Yeah, like the one I dreamt
And
about.
they sure as fuck aren't active right now. So if the elemental is still surviving,
Mm.
then likely just damaging the front of the ship would not interfere with that. And it
But-
would certainly make getting the Blackfin out easier.
Mm.
It is, however, a risky maneuver, and the reason why they didn't do that at first is because it would attract attention. They had the cannon ready just like in case to aim at harpies.
Right.
But again, the risk of like setting fire to their own ship is not insignificant.
Okay. Can Sarah ask a question?
Yes.
What is an elemental?
It is a creature
Okay.
that is made of fire, earth, air, or
Remember
water.
the little things that threw sand in her eyes at the very beginning of this campaign?
Yeah.
Those were a kind of
was a
elemental,
kind
but
of
they are not
elemental.
they are not
Okay.
the standard used for ships.
I can imagine ships aren't
Run on
Sand
sand.
pocket sand powered.
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh, shit.
So is it like a sentient being or is it kind of like a
It's closer to an animal.
yeah. Okay.
You know what I always imagined them as? You know the things in the end of the Disney Hercules movie, the Titans? Zeus! That one. I always imagined the big like tornado one, but you know how they kind of sentient? Not sentient enough. Anyway, that's how I imagined them. Zeke, I don't know if I'm wrong, but
Some of them are like that,
I
but not all of them.
yeah.
I was kind of imagining like
Calcifer, not Jackson.
no, not okay, kind of, but not as like a face that can talk. Kind of like
Yeah.
the wisps from Brave,
Oh yeah, cool.
like kind of. Is that right?
I don't know. I said, oh yeah, just because I recognize that. I know that movie. Oh.
No, they like they don't have like a face or a body, and they just kind of like energy and kind of.
They're usually
understanding.
bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah. But that
And this-
concept?
yeah, and this one is like
Um,
probably in like a black box or something.
Something.
Something that would survive the shipwreck, ideally.
Quite possibly.
I'm just trying to understand what the situation is.
So it's basically the engine part of it is not in the front of the ship.
Okay.
It would be at
And-
the center or at the back where the rudder is.
Okay.
Tiny,
Cool.
tiny jet fuel is sleeping.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So is
Or
it
unconscious or dead.
is it like
Yeah.
is it like Hexus from the beginning of Fern Gully? Not when he goes full
No.
Tim Curry, but like before he's full Tim Curry.
No.
Simmering curry.
Oh, is it like a symbiote before it gets full venom?
Also no.
Oh gosh.
If we're lucky, we'll meet one soon enough,
Calcifer
and
is
you'll
the
figure
best
it out.
comparison, honestly.
Okay. But without a face and without the ability to talk to me.
Or burn my bacon. Well, it can burn your bacon if you
It
throw your
could
bacon
burn our
out at
bacon.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we elementals or are we dancer?
That's a good
Yes.
question.
Okay, now that is a good question because I realized I don't actually know how to describe elementals despite the fact that Willow is very familiar with them as a concept. So,
Speaking of Willow, Luca just asked if there's anything we should be salvaging from the boat.
oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's what started this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Willow's
see if I can
going-
pull up.
Yes. Get me the wiki page on the elementals, thank you.
I'm
Willow's
gonna see if I can
going-
just drag one onto the screen.
Are they
Oh,
cute?
yeah. the-
Wait, you have them handy? Oh,
Yes.
look at his
Cute.
face.
Little fucked up little
Laundry
guy.
liquid-looking ass. Wow.
He's going like,
Yeah, see?
"Oh."
Guys, Olympus is that way.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, now we got the gist of it, I think.
Okay. So Willow, is there anything that we should be salvaging from that boat?
Willow is going to basically do a full head eye roll. And just... nothing worth losing anyone's life over. If push comes to shove, I'd leave it.
There's something you're thinking of?
There is a potential, I glance sort of at Varys, potential of there still being an elemental in that galleon.
Does Luca know what an elemental is?
They're the things that make magic ships go.
Oh. Do you want that?
Wouldn't mind it. But
Okay.
again, it's not top priority, all things considered. This has become messier than I expected, so...
Well, it's something
It
to
would
keep in
be-
mind.
Beneficial windfall, let's call it. That and,
Yes.
we don't know what's left on the wreck, so...
Ideal situation is we get the Blackfin out and gone. And then we can salvage whatever Willow wants, I assume. There's stuff Willow wants.
Kill harpies,
Get-
gather
Kill harpies.
supplies, personal
Get
effects.
the stuff from the Jenny.
What we
Yeah.
came to do.
Plus everything else. First and foremost, survive. So,
If worse comes to worse, we can just... I make like a punching... Like I punch my fist. The Rosalia. And...
Yes, if worse comes to worse, you can punch your lights out, Luca. I think I would very much enjoy watching you do that, but let's hope it doesn't come to that.
you startled a laugh out of Willow.
Good!
After all the immaculate planning and Luca being like, worst comes to worst, we'll just, knock her fucking lights out,
I'm a big boy, we may as well use it.
Yeah, fair.
It'd be safer for her to be unconscious, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
So, safest recourse. I do another fist punch.
Well,
We'll keep that one on lock.
Yes.
Call that Plan B.
Yes,
Plan B for
certainly.
punch.
Yes, Ferris?
So, our first attempt will be to win over the captain and try to negotiate our share of the salvage, yes?
Yes.
And ideally, we leave Miss Roselia to her own devices, or
Luca makes a little face.
Varys is looking at Willow. Where do your priorities lie?
What are you suggesting?
I'm asking. Where do our priorities lie? Are you going to, basically, what do we care about more?
Yeah, well, it's a bit,
Punishing somebody who has committed atrocities? Letting them presumably escape and go and do whatever? Or our own safety? Or... yeah.
Luca is not comfortable with the idea of just letting her fuck off to wherever. So,
but is Varys looking at me?
yes.
I mean, he's looking at all of you, but he does, like, take a noticeable attention to Willow, who has been the most informed about the situation and, like, visibly uncomfortable about it.
Well, in response to the question, where do our priorities lie? Will respond after a somewhat burdened silence. Getting out of this alive.
Our survival is top
A good
priority.
answer?
Nothing else matters.
Good.
Can't get out alive.
Suppose not. But then what do we want out of this situation?
What we came for.
Yeah, our pay.
Nothing else?
Justice.
Oh, Willow glances over at Luca.
Like I said, I wouldn't cry if she got in an accident.
Well then. He looks at the sky, leans out the door. What's the word, Cat? And Cat replies, all quiet. Varys returns to the table. So, the matter of Miss Rose is still undecided, but at least we can start on our approach towards Captain Terape.
Mhm.
Yes?
Yes.
Aye.
And I would be mindful that every minute we've spent speaking is also a minute that Roselia has been aboard their boat.
Yeah. We should probably wiggle our way back into that situation soon.
Not necessarily just that she schemes.
No
So-
doubt. Could be manipulating
I should
them,
go.
winning their favor.
Perhaps I should go and check on her. She's been here a while. She might be injured.
We should stay together.
If you do, I'm coming with you. Yep.
Well, you are my nurse.
I'm your assistant.
Very well. I think let's make a gift of some supplies.
Mhm.
Luca, I think you can whip something up,
Yes, sir.
and we'll make our approach. I'm gonna stay aboard the ship with Kat.
Mhm.
You three can send my regards and some goodwill.
Aye, aye.
Hi.
Aye.
course not. Let's have with it. So. Luca, you gather up some of the fresher supplies, so not necessarily cooking anything, but like fresh fruit, and like there's always a ration of alcohol, probably whiskey.
Mhm.
Um,
I think I've got some alcohol left.
there's also just like alcohol supplies with like the ship's rations. One because it's useful for either medical purposes or for
Drinking.
cooking purposes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drinking.
I don't know.
I mean, all of the above.
Okay, cool.
Alcohol has a lot of uses, let's
It
just say.
does.
Especially on the sea. So,
Damn, we're not gonna get to rest at all, huh? Not even short rest? Does this count?
you can have a short rest, but like you haven't had. What do you recover on a short
Oh
rest?
yeah, nothing. Never mind.
You and I don't get anything from that.
Yeah. I
Cool.
have yet to expend anything, so.
Did we expend our potions as well?
You did.
You did, yeah.
Because
I didn't
oh.
mark you down as having expended that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
because you suggested something else when I suggested potion. You did like a group something. I wasn't sure if that
Yeah.
counted as me using the potion or not.
I mean, if you want to have expended a potion, you can, and we'll
Not
just roll with that.
necessarily, but
But
yeah.
so pick a side, basically. So, did you expend a potion? Yes, no. Make that decision now.
Did it
Does
save
that
a person?
change? Yeah.
It would have saved a person.
Yes, then I used it.
Okay, then you do not have a potion anymore.
Okay,
Luca kept his potion and expended all of his magic instead.
Okay.
nice. Thanks. Relying on you to feed that to me when I inevitably die because of my choices.
Oh, I will heal you, Cognot. Don't worry.
Yeah. So we're heading back over to the ship. Are we heading back over to the ship?
Yeah.
So
With supplies.
Willow is Cognate again at that point, I imagine?
Yes.
Yep, Willow is Cognaught, and we'll probably ask you guys before we head over on the plank.
I don't wish to be called Cognate.
Oh?
What do you wish to be called then?
Willow's going to glance around.
Sorry, Willow's going to glance around.
Luca makes a face. Are you making this up on the spot?
Plank, maybe.
You don't look like a plank.
Hop.
Hopper.
Hopper.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm gonna glance at N.
I mean, I'm not sure it's the time to be fussy. Gilded.
Guild.
Guild works.
Guild.
Guild it is.
Guild. With an E.
Right.
If I ever have to spell it, now I know.
I'm just going to call you Gil. So.
Gil.
Well, it suits you, Luca.
Why?
Gil.
Nicknames.
Gil.
Ah, okay. Gil.
Gil is very
Thanks.
piratey.
Gil.
And a slap Gil on the shoulder. Let's go.
So you head on over. There is no map of the interior of the Blackfin, since we don't really need it.
We do
currently.
not.
So I will keep us on this screen and save us from having to load in the entirety of the reef.
Yeah.
Just put us on a box. With my new best friend, the bosun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding.
Right. So you head on over. One of the surviving crew members lets you aboard. What do you say to them?
I'm glad to see you're up and about.
Yeah, thanks to you. What can I do
Well-
you for?
We brought some supplies as an offering of goodwill. We thought you might require some, considering you've been here a while.
From our
Thanks.
captain
Yes, from our captain.
and
Thanks.
crew.
I'll pass it around. You need anything?
I was actually going to ask if I could examine the woman we found. I was worried she might be injured as well.
You mean the one that came aboard?
Yes.
Right. She's still talking with the captain.
I can wait.
But
Yeah, send her our way when she's finished.
okay.
Just to make sure she's all right. Seems like she's been out here a while. You never know.
Mm.
All right. Sure.
Thanks.
And the crew member scurries off down below deck. They probably call you in to like huddle under the indoors. Basically, there is a sort of covered cabin part at the stern of the ship. It is a little bit similar to the Jenkins workshop in the sense of there is like an above deck cabin and then the rest of the works below the ship.
Mhm.
So you get led inside and brought in. I imagine that the crew member sort of leads you down into the usual crew quarters and mess, which has been turned into a bit of a field hospital.
Mhm.
So those that are up and about are like eating and resting, and those that are still down are like in hammocks or laid out in bedding on the floor. The mood is pretty quiet. But there's like rounds of thanks when you come down.
Mhm.
Bones, the bosun, is presiding, keeping things moving. There's always stuff to do.
I'm gonna give him a wave if we catch eyes. Give him a wave and a smile.
There's like the barest hint of acknowledgement. He's busy. Or rather, they're busy. What do you do in the meantime? There are various crew members that like accept your offering of fruit and booze.
I'll just make sure I'll go and check on the people who are still recovering, just to make sure that they have been moved all right and they're settled well.
And we'll probably
Make a medicine check.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. You make sure everybody's in good condition. Right now, what they need the most is just rest.
Yeah.
And it's probably gonna like try and make nice with the crew that's ambling about and try to gather information about like what's been happening and maybe what they're here for. You know, try and like get a bit more of the foot in the door on what exactly they're here to salvage and what sent them here and all of that.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, make a persuasion check, and we'll montage this a little bit.
All right.
Well, I believe in you, Anne.
Good. So you spend some time talking with the crew. What they know is that they were sent to examine the wreck of this ship, the galleon, and either salvage what they could from it or blow it to Kingdom Come,
Hmm.
depending on state of the wreck.
Tracks with what we know.
Did they give any indication as to whether they've actually started looking through the ship?
It seems like they didn't have the chance.
Okay.
Was that the first harpy attack that they've encountered? Like how many
No,
how many
it's
times have they faced the harpies?
it's the second.
Oh.
Right.
Basically, they wrecked because of Harpy Song.
Right, right. Yep, navigator.
So
Yeah. So that was their first night?
Then hold up. So that was basically their first night. They've only been here very shortly. They probably wrecked like 24, 36 hours ago.
Okay.
Wow.
Damn.
Got pretty lucky
it's
then.
been yeah, they're like thanking their lucky stars that you guys showed up when you did. They were basically trying to like unwedge themselves as quickly as possible. Figured that they'd have a little more luck under the cover of darkness, but that didn't work out entirely. However, you guys came in and made things a lot better than they could have been. You guys definitely helped scare the harpies off a good bit. And while things are like not happy, I would say, they are certainly not as bad as they could be. I will say Bones also chimes in on the conversation as you're like talking around and says,
I was supposed to go take a walk underwater before this shit show broke out.
Willow might pipe up now. Sorry, Gil. And say,
Where was your destination?
For my underwater walk, I was supposed to take a look at what sank her.
what sunk her?
yeah,
Galleon,
the
I
galleon.
imagine.
The galleon, right?
Because
Willow's going to-
as you know, Warforged don't need to breathe.
Indeed. Okay, Willow's going to also ask general curiosity. We're just conversing.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
casual chats. Look like
Any
a bunch
suspicions?
of.
Didn't get a good look. I was a little more concerned with being knocked overboard.
Of course.
But that wreck's been there for several years now, from what we know.
Strange place for a galleon to be, I suppose.
My guess is it probably ran afoul of the harpies, same as we did.
Yes.
I'm not sure I like that woman.
You don't?
What's your take on her?
I'm leery of any castaway that's managed to survive with flesh eaters this long.
Is that odd?
Who knows?
Yeah, I guess it's a little
Might be
bit.
easy for a bilge rat to skulk around without being noticed for this long.
I'm just curious.
I don't trust her. guess I don't trust many folks, but if I had to make a choice, I'd be more like to put my faith in those who've already done us a good turn. Zevi?
Abby.
Here, here.
Bones gives you sort of a leery, not quite grin.
Friendly enough.
Okay, we saved his crew. We gave them booze and fruit.
Yeah.
Fruit from a fruity lad.
Yeah. Not that Bones can appreciate the alcohol, but the
Can they
saving the
eat?
crew did a Warforged don't need to.
Ah.
Can they for fun? Do they have taste buds?
Unclear. No.
Aw.
Willow would help build one taste buds if that were possible.
You're not allowed, are you?
Eh? Willow does what they want.
You're not allowed to build Warforged anymore, right?
Oh no, would build like if there was a Warforged
An
existing.
extension app. Apply
Yeah,
to the
basically,
Warforged,
here's
not a
your
whole new
plugin.
one.
Install the taste drivers.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
What a question. Anyway, at the tail end of that conversation, the crew member that you saw earlier was like, the folks from the ship, sorry, didn't get your names.
Right?
Captain wants to see you.
No, we want to keep the captain waiting.
I'll follow
Um,
them.
Yeah. You are invited into the captain's cabin. It is a nicer room, just a little bit. I mean, in the sense of, like, it's got a proper built-in bed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, like, a huge step up from the rest of the quarters.
It's still a boat.
Yeah. But it is
Not like
more
a lavish
spacious.
boat. Yeah.
Yeah. So. And Inferno Rose is there.
Mm.
And Captain Terape says, these fine people helped us when we were beset by harpies. You said you wanted to have a look over our acquaintance here. She gestures to Inferno Rose. I appreciate the offer of medical help. I've been shipwrecked for quite some time.
Of course. Would you like some privacy while we do? I glance at the captain like, what's the deal? What are we doing?
I'm in good enough health, thank you. I've just had some scars. But I'd be curious as to why you lot are here.
We were just passing by fishing.
Is that so?
Mhm.
Make a deception check.
Oh my god.
Can I help, Luca?
Yes.
Oh, I think we're good. Maybe, hopefully.
Roll again, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Take the first one. So 21.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. She nods.
What of you? How did you manage to get wrecked out here?
I was, one of the passengers aboard that galleon.
Oh,
We, ran afoul, and I'm afraid I was one of the only survivors. I, have been living under the tyranny of these harpies for quite some time. Obviously, since you've managed to scare them off with that recent battle, I figured I'd try and make my move for escape, but
Okay, so here's
I
a
see
question.
we're all in. Hmm?
Is there a window in this place, in this cabin?
There are some towards the back. They are boarded up at the moment.
Is there like a crack that I can...
And there is a door.
Right. Are
What?
I'm trying to
The
figure out...
walls aren't particularly thick, I will say.
Yeah, but my spell doesn't work through walls.
It does.
Does it?
You're in here with us, aren't you?
I am, but I'm trying to not be. Don't put my cover.
If you want to conceal yourself there, you could like hide yourself behind furniture or Luca or otherwise. There are like, and I think detect thoughts does work through walls.
Oh.
Let me post it in chat.
I was looking
Let's
through
find out.
it, and it doesn't seem like it. It's a creature you can see, but you can detect a thinking creature through a wall.
No.
When you cast
For the
spell.
duration, when any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you, you can also use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. When you cast the spell, or as your action during the duration, you can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you. The spell can penetrate barriers, but 2 feet of rock, 2 inches of any metal other than lead, or a thin sheet of lead blocks you. So you can, like... You can
So
sense
you can do
presence.
it through wood.
Yes, you can sense you can move a barrier between the two of you. And it won't break the spell, let's say.
So could I arguably cast the spell out and then come back in and direct it at her
Yes.
without being caught? That's technically?
Yes.
All right. Well,
just make either a stealth check or a sleight of hand check.
all right.
Yo.
And to do this basically, but there is like furniture and stuff. You could make the like gesture of like going to the door.
Yeah, I think En's like started wandering a bit and then has just kind of casually gone over to the door.
Okay.
Okay. I'm curious about what En's doing because they're obviously like pacing.
You want to
but
cover me?
I'm not going to look. Yeah.
I think En might give Willow a look. Like, Luca's doing the distracting, but like,
Yeah.
pretty much I'm up to something. Watch my back.
In which case, yeah,
Can I give you advantage then?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Don't really know what you're doing, but yeah. There you
Okay.
go.
We'll take that. Okay, so you
I run the coin.
take a moment to run the coin over your fingers, cast the spell, and move in such a way that while Luca is having this conversation, you are able to hear the surface thoughts of Roselia. Cool. So what was Luca... What were we saying?
She was talking
was-
about the harpies being a problem.
Yeah. I was actually
Yeah,
going to ask casually, like, that shipwrecked a long time. How have you managed to survive this long?
Roselia says, and that, oh, I've been pawning off jewelry and doing tricks for them to stave off their wrath. I've just barely survived with my life as long as I've been of service to them. You know, harpies can't do any magic, so I've been acting as a servant to them of sorts. What she thinks is that this is a complete lie, obviously. It's really more that she has intimidated the harpies into sparing her and working with her. And but she is playing up her helplessness
Yeah, got
for
that
strangers.
impression. Didn't need to read her thoughts for that one.
Oh, Captain, should we get you free of the wreck, where will you go?
Keep talking to her. Anne's gonna message Luca. Keep talking to.
Oh, okay. Well, I've already asked,
Yes.
but I was going to swerve back to like, that's
Yeah.
like, is that somewhere you'd want to go?
What, where?
I was going to ask the captain where they're going, and then ask Roselia if that's somewhere she'd be interested in traveling
Yes.
to.
Smart.
Well, once we have finished our business here, that being mostly a matter of letting the crew recover, we will most likely head back home to Port Verge. The ship itself is not in too much of a state, as far as I can tell. We should have enough supplies to do what repairs we can. If need be, we will most likely head west to make port and do repairs.
And then I turn to Rosalia and say, is that acceptable to you? Do you have any idea where you would want to go?
Oh, I just want to be away from this place.
Take me to her through her thought process through all of that between the captain's words and.
She is like eyeing up the captain and basically like trying to calculate what is the best way to buy her way in. She's basically hoping that like wherever she goes, she can disappear into the principalities and proceed from there.
Well, where were you traveling to when you were on the galleon?
Oh,
That might be
I can
nearby.
I can hardly remember. It was so long ago, almost 3 years now.
Of course.
I really don't care where I go as long as it's away from this place. You understand? My priorities have shifted quite a bit.
Of course. I just hope
What
that...
about yourselves? Are you, natives to this island? Greentarn, I mean.
Well, we all live here, yes. Give her a smile.
I see. Well, very fortuitous for both myself and Captain Terapia here that you should happen upon us and be so capable.
We're just glad to be of help.
Rose is, like, certainly suspicious of the three of you and is glancing over at Willow/Gil. You seem to be a curious bunch to go on a fishing trip.
I like fish. I like eating fish.
Hmm.
What sort of magic did you do that you could keep the hobbies? I'm sorry if this is difficult for you to talk about. I'm just stunned that you'd been managed to stay alive for 3 years.
Oh, I'd rather not talk about it too much, but they were, asking me to make things for them, jewelry, tools. They let me keep some of my things as well, obviously. I'm practically a slave here.
Sounds
More
awful.
lies. Yes, I'm quite keen to be away from this place.
Can I like gently touch her shoulder in like a comforting gesture?
She pulls away.
Oh,
Like when you draw close to her, she is like, sorry,
no, I apologize. That was forward. I would still like to check you over. I am a doctor. I would just to be on the safe side. But if you're not comfortable, I understand.
I'm healthy enough as it is. Perhaps another time, when we're in less tenuous situation. And Tirapa says, might as well get yourself checked out now. I don't want to move my crew until we're well underway. The Harpies seem to be laying low for now, and I trust our ship enough to keep us safe. We can wait out a siege at least for a couple days until people have recovered.
Luca nods, like, yeah, we've got time for the moment. It's best that everyone recover before we begin our extraction process.
Right, of course. Well. Rose gives the captain a sort of tight smile. All with accord. And Hoya nods. If you're planning on having your constructs help, you'll probably want to coordinate with these fine folks about the extraction, but nothing's to be done today. I want the crew to rest.
Of course.
And Rose nods. I understand. Well then, I suppose I should talk with you fine people about what can be done.
Luca nods with a
She gives-
smile.
Roselia gives you a smile that is all teeth.
She's not missing any teeth after her experience. Good for her. That's suspicious, entirely suspicious. So,
She can probably magically clean herself.
she has
I
a cleansing
assume-
stone.
I assume
We're gonna
Blue comes
steal
also
it.
You haven't
Just
had
as-
your teeth knocked out yet by the bunch of Harpies? Nice.
Yeah.
About to get them knocked out by me. Anyway, this is awful.
No,
Carry on.
there is an actual cantrip. The cleansing stone just works as a device that does it as well.
Ah. Yes. Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Do you want to try again?
Prestidigitation.
Look at you.
Correct.
Where will Miss Rosalia be staying?
I was hoping to stay aboard this ship
Oh, I
for
meant,
the time being.
is there somewhere you could rest privately?
Hoya says, no.
Fair. I understand sometimes ladies prefer to be in private when they go to the doctors. I just thought I'd ask. Smile. I'm all smiles. I'm so charming and polite right now.
This is not a passenger ship, but I'm sure you can ask some of the lads to erect some bulkheads. Give you a bit of a curtain for screening. Certainly the surgeon's office is no longer in use. And Roselia says, I'm sure that'd be lovely. However, I imagine that our saviors are also quite tired.
I'm no stranger to working while a little bit sleepy. As I said, I'd
Very well.
prefer to check you over, just to be safe. That way, if there's anything
then.
wrong, we can mitigate it before it gets too severe.
Well then. Why don't we find ourselves a private space and your companions can discuss with the captain of what plans you might have. I've offered my assistance where it can be used, and well, my constructs are not good for much, but they're able to pull rope as well as any man. So,
That is impressive.
she gives a smile and a nod and excuses herself from the captain and lets you lead her out and away. Anne and Willow, or should I say, Anne and Gil, you are left to negotiate with Captain Hoya, who is sort of sitting at her desk and looking over things.
I'll probably open a message to Luca so Luca can respond if something happens, pretty much.
Yeah. Probably give Anne like a little gesture, like, yeah. We should come up with a gesture that indicates message.
Yeah. Willow has one, so
Mm.
I imagine it's literally just like a forehead tap.
yeah.
That's too obvious, though. People will know.
It's not that obvious. It can be like taken as like a very subtle salute.
Mm.
Ah.
Yeah. Or like a brush of your ear. Just
Quick
Yeah, I
thing.
think Luca would like pull on
Oh.
his earlobe just briefly as a message indicator. That's more
Yes.
subtle.
yeah.
Okay.
Might skip this song just as an aside, unless it's free
Yeah.
for all. It's a pretty known song.
Yeah.
What is? Yeah,
What?
we have to like cover it. Everyone talk so we
It's
don't
fine.
get
It's
copy.
very
No, I've
skipped.
skipped.
gone.
I've skipped.
Okay, I can't hear the music. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know how you handle a venomous spider? With a sturdy book.
Let's not get ahead of
Sorry.
ourselves, Luca.
Hurls a book at this lady.
Takes her to a private room, punches her like that.
Anyway,
Let's
I
throw the
want
book at her,
to
literally.
say
Yeah.
I want to say that like and before the detect bolt spell ends, as you were listening to the conversation, the general impression that you got from Roselia's surface thoughts is that she just wants out
All right.
of this situation. She is primarily thinking about herself,
Good to know.
and she doesn't seem to be violent yet.
Mm-hmm.
Good, yet.
So keeping things friendly for now.
Yes. And are we alone with the captain now?
Yes, you and N are with the
Yeah.
captain now.
I'm going to give in a look. I feel like I don't know what they were doing, but I knew that they were doing something. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
You want to do an
Um,
insight check, or are we focusing on the captain?
I'll do a quick
I think
insight check to
that-
make sure you're or
That's
I was gonna
okay.
say focus on the captain for now. We can compare notes later.
I know
Yeah.
it's just a quick
A
check
quick
to make sure
glance.
everything's yeah.
And seems tense, but
Yeah.
it's hard to know why at a cursory glance. Just yeah,
Hmm.
and is tense
Okay.
and definitely did something.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Are we? Is this a scene? Like, are we Are we speaking to the captain?
Yes.
Okay. Is N gonna say anything? You're tense. Maybe I'll take the helm.
Yeah, go for it, Gil.
Captain, perhaps we could discuss a method of removing your ship from the galleon.
Certainly, yes. Well, since you've saved the majority of my crew and you lot seem able-bodied, we should be able to, well, do what we were trying before and lever her out. Though the matter of the harpies is still an issue.
Of course.
And, Miss Roselia has obviously offered the help of her constructs to aid in unwedging her.
How
Mhm.
capable is that cannon of yours?
It's good enough. Sets fire to wood quite nicely.
Well, it might be good to have on hand if we end up with another flock.
Yes. Believe me, I am aware. That's why I want to hunker down for now until people are ready enough to give it another shot.
Willow was probably standing. I imagine them all standing for the majority of that,
Yes.
but Willow will sit to speak to the captain, like out of basically manners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you will have a boat to assist in dislodging. Mm, are you...
Willow's making a face like they are thinking out loud. The captain can see that they are humming to
Yeah.
themselves.
What is it?
we could also weaken the connection that binds your boat to the galleon using the cannon. Unless, of course,
That seems mighty risky, doesn't it?
I suppose.
Though if you want to go in with axes to the wreck, be my guest. Hell, you might as well go and shoot the harpies down out of the sky, if you please. Sorry, that was unkind of me.
It's not necessarily a bad idea to try to nip the problem in the bud.
Well, you can see how my crew fared. So, unless you're more than just travelers out on a fishing trip, which, judging by your arms and armament, you probably are. Not that I begrudge you for your secrets.
No, we can hold our own. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, do as you please.
Gil seemed to kind of shrink back when she had the little outburst, but is somewhat straightened up again as if to speak.
We are here to be of assistance.
And I appreciate it greatly.
Perhaps I could board the galleon to see the nature of how far your vessel has wedged itself.
Like I said, you feel free to crawl all over the deck if you like. Although I will warn you that going alone might make you liable to be plucked off by a harpy, though I don't know how much they'll want to eat your flesh.
Difficult to chew.
Yeah, it
Quite.
might not go down well.
Perhaps to our benefit?
Captain Hoya sort of makes a little bit of a furrowed brow for her face and then shakes her head. Regardless, I will ask that you keep yourselves in one piece until such a time as my crew can attempt another go of unsticking ourselves. Send my regards to your Captain Greenleaf.
He sends his and his apologies for the struggle you have encountered.
She nods. And sort of gives you a gesture of, like, you may take your leave.
Thank you, Captain.
She nods again.
Okay.
So, I think this might be a good place to wrap.
Yo,
Unless
Dicky
we
Dog,
have-
what we doing? Get it? Anyway, yeah.
Did
I
Luca
mean, what's
and Rosewater?
Luca up to?
Yeah. Anything happen with them?
We could do a quick little scene there.
If you like, sir.
So, give me a medicine check. You managed to, like, ask for a little bit of space. It's not like a huge amount of space, but like it's enough to let her get examined on a surface level. She removes some of her jewelry and puts it in a pocket. Or holds it in her hand while you are examining her. She seems to be in good health, though there are some like pretty nasty burn scars on her arms. Those are long since healed.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm in good health other than a want for company.
Well, I can give you all the company you need. I'm a very companionable man.
That's very sweet of you.
How old does she appear?
She looks to be in her late 30s.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Though, obviously, like, being cast away has...
Aged her a bit beyond her years.
Yeah, she's looking a little bit haggard. As healthy as she is, she's probably not had the best of nutrition in her time here.
If you don't mind, I'll ask you a few questions just to check your recall and your memory.
I'm in the perfect picture of memory, but I wouldn't mind having a conversation with a handsome man like yourself. It has been a very long time.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm going to be here for a while. So you said your name was Rosalina?
Roselia.
Roselia. I'm so sorry. There's been so many new names today. Roselia.
It's just fine.
How
Just
old?
Roselia is fine.
Do you know your birthday?
Of course.
Ah, but you can't tell me because a lady doesn't tell.
Quite right.
Do you remember where you were born?
Yes. I was born in... Oh, let me think. What was the name of that town again? Zeke, the DM, is like, fuck names.
Do you need to make one up?
Fairhaven. No,
Fairhaven?
I just...
Okay. Oh.
I would, yeah, she wouldn't hesitate, but I am because I'm like, looks at my lore.
No, it's fine. Take all the time you need.
Fairhaven is the capital of Ondair.
Okay. Wow. What did you do for a living?
I was a researcher.
A woman of great intellect, then.
You might say so. I have a good amount of magical training
Ah.
in
So
the
you were
arcane sciences.
Researching arcane science? That's impressive.
Yes.
Wow.
What about yourself? What brings you out here?
Oh, I've just been studying medicine.
I see.
Much more
How
simple
nice.
pursuit, but one worthwhile,
Alright.
I think.
Definitely. What about your friends there?
Oh, to be honest, they're a little less interesting.
Well,
Well, the short one is a what's the word? What's the polite way of saying it? They cut hair.
a hairdresser.
Yes, the hairdresser. And obviously the metal friend works on boats, which is why they've been coming along with us. They work on our boat.
I see, and you said you were here for a fishing trip? That's a little far-fetched. What kind of fish are you hoping to get?
I wouldn't know. I do what they tell me. We're traveling around Greentown, actually. So around the border.
I see. Well,
But we were stopping to refill our fish reservoir so that we can eat well. And, happened upon the wreck here. It's a good thing we did.
yes, very lucky for myself and this poor crew. Just, doctor? You seem very strong. And that sword at your side.
Well, I think most people in this stage have a little bit of combat experience. But yes,
I suppose so.
just a doctor.
Make a
I
deception
do work
check.
in the fields, of course.
Cool. She's gonna contest that.
It was very charming.
Yeah. Basically, you have like a series of. This feels like a very slow dance of.
A TT, you could say.
I'm sorry I've done this.
You did this
I
wrong.
did this. I take full
Sorry, I keep
responsibility.
making it happen. Gosh. Every day we inflict violence upon Zeke. Carry on.
Yeah, every week this happens. You have a sort of meandering conversation about nothing in particular.
Mm.
You can tell that she is deflecting,
Yes.
but so are you.
Yes. But she otherwise in good health.
Yes.
Unfortunately. I was hoping she'd be crippled in some way. That would make our lives a lot easier.
Wow.
And I say this as a cripple. Like,
God, stop talking. Hoping she would. Yes. No.
just hoping that she had some sort of weakness I could exploit.
Her weakness is she's a human being.
Mortal.
Fist pounding sound again, I guess. But we have a very nothing conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool. And I can tell.
She's like vaguely flirtatious with you as like a social nicety,
Yeah.
but like you are also aware that it is a social nicety and you don't like lean into it, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just polite. I'm friendly, as a doctor would
Yeah.
be.
Yes. So, much of nothing.
Lots of nothing. But I can tell that she is full of lies, like a snake.
Can you? Make
Can
an
I?
insight check.
Yeah! Let's let our boy see if he's smart for once. Nope.
Hey, not too bad. Not as dumb as you could have been.
Yeah.
You can tell, like, she's being evasive, but you don't necessarily know which parts are true or which are not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And certainly that because of your friends having tipped you off that she is a war criminal, you have not much reason to trust her
Yeah. Fair.
at her word. If this had happened before, Willow had disclosed that fact, you don't know how you would feel.
Yes. Okay. Okay,
Well,
cool.
thank you, Mr.
Luca, what is Secret Elsa's surname?
I can't recall.
Well, I will give that as my own for the moment. I don't want her knowing
Okay.
I'm from Karnath.
Okay.
You could say Luca de Elsa.
I mean, Secret Elsa
Luca
is also
McElsa.
from... Elsa is also from Karnath and has a
Yeah,
Karnathi surname, so
I'm hoping it's just like a Smith or something.
it's not...
God damn it.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe give the first name as your surname, or Poppy or something. Sorry to bust
Luca
into your brain.
Jenkins. Luca Jenkins.
Okay.
Maybe not. Willow made it
It's my
quite
first
clear.
name that came to mind for Luca, so that's what he's going with.
Are you sure about that?
They're allowed. They're allowed that. They're allowed that. Let Sarah speak.
Yeah, it was the first name that Luca thought of as a surname, so he's going to use it as his own surname for this conversation.
Interaction.
Yes.
Yeah. If Willow can make up a fake name like 2 seconds before talking to people, Luca can do the same.
Yeah.
But he
So-
chose my name!
It's
a
when,
good
Yeah.
name.
it's when Willow specifically said they didn't want to be called Cognot. It just seems like Luca might be aware that Willow
Whatever.
wouldn't want that.
It's okay.
I feel like there would be a number of people named Jenkins, so it's
Yeah,
fine if
Jenkins
there's
is
more
not the
than
most
one.
uncommon.
Yeah.
There are multiple Jenkinses in the world. I can tell you that right now. You are
Yeah.
not the only Jenkins.
Good. That's fine.
So
I'm
we're
on the
just,
floor
like,
over here,
Two
sorry.
random dudes named Jenkins, okay?
Look, not all Jenkinses are related.
Exactly. Convergent
a name.
evolution.
That's
or whatever
That's
it's called.
not.
I'm allowed to be paranoid.
You know that target.
I am
anyway?
on my knees, halfway across the room with my head on my chair. I'm allowed to be paranoid. It's my birthday. I can cry if I want to.
So, yes, he used the name Luca Jenkins.
Oh, thank you, Luca Jenkins. It was
Quite
lovely to
welcome.
make your acquaintance. I'm sure we'll be seeing much of each other over the next couple days, seeing as we're kind of stuck in this predicament together.
And I look forward to it.
She gives you a little wave. As you part ways.
Yeah.
Shall we say the other two meet up with Luca?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
gonna say, and we'll want to pull them aside. So
Yes.
Have a little conversation.
Yeah, you can either return to the scrap bucket as there is nothing's going to happen aboard the Blackfin for a while,
yeah,
or you can just be on the top deck. There are people keeping lookout in watches. So far, nothing much has happened, I think.
Roll a dice to find out.
I think Roselia is going to sort of like briefly go overboard to mingle with her constructs and give them
Mhm.
instructions, and they set off before she climbs back aboard and heads below deck.
Okay.
well, En's gonna want to go back to the scrap bucket.
Yeah, I think we'd play it off as like best to rest before we start doing the
Mhm.
work.
Yeah,
So,
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
You return to the scrap bucket. Anything you want to say before we wrap up?
I would tell Willow that I borrowed their name.
How would he say that? I imagine we all kind of head into the main area.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we'll-
imagine we'll probably have a conversation about what was discerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back at the center table.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Willow is back to being Willow, not Cognaut. Closes the door behind them though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do imagine that Willow puts up their alarm by
Mhm.
default.
Can
Okay.
you?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
it's a ritual spell.
Okay.
At this stage, it's built into the ship, so I would just flavor it as Willow, like
Activating it.
activating the alarm. Okay. Yeah, any of you guys gonna start?
Well, she didn't tell me much. What'd she say? She was from. Was it from Orion or Onder?
On there.
Onder, correct. But I don't know how truthful that is.
Yeah, she's pretty much lying through her teeth.
Mm.
Willow's going to look at N, as in like quietly asking them to elaborate on what they were doing or what they gleaned.
Is Varys and Cat here?
Yeah.
Well,
Unless you don't want them to be.
and doesn't, but that's up to them.
Cat can be napping.
I mean, one of them's going to be on watch, and the other one
Is holding the ship.
is basically at rest.
Mm.
But like a light rest.
Cat nap, you could say.
But it depends on where you guys are having this conversation.
Willow set us up at the table, so I guess we're doing it there.
Yeah.
If N's
You
giving
can also
off
just
like
deflect.
yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to. Willow asks quietly so that you don't have to answer out loud either. You can just
Yeah.
Yeah, Willow didn't even ask, they just gave a
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a reason N might tell them, though. What I can discern is that she hasn't made nice with the Harpies. She's pretty much intimidated them into sparing her and whatever else. And I guess luckily for us, she's not necessarily planning to blow up the Blackfin or anything of that nature. She seems to just want out. And then to disappear. Because of course she would want that. And she's...
Luca's face like snaps, like, oh, they were stealing supplies for her.
Yeah, that certainly could be it. And she's suspicious of us. The three of us.
You know, I'm going to. Can I make a request that maybe Cat is asleep? Or like downstairs,
Cat-
at least?
Cat's probably keeping watch.
Yeah, just away from the room, because I feel like we would-
She's not like in the room at the
Yeah.
moment.
fair. Even anyway, we'll decide the details later. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting news. Willow doesn't say anything.
That's all I could glean from the conversation.
I'm gonna briefly ask Ed to message us what else they know.
I think Varys speaks up. So, from what I understand is that Captain Tarape wants us to help tow the ship, and we've offered our assistance in that regard.
Yes?
She has no mind for whatever the mission is, which you've gained from the crew. And Roselia continues to be an unknown complication, let's say.
Yeah, well, at least it seems she wants out and doesn't want to draw blood.
Yeah. I imagine that she's smart enough to take the path of least resistance.
Just have to make
I
sure we
would
don't
like-
give her a reason. What would you like, Luca?
if that path led to a Deneth guild.
Well, that remains to be seen. She's avoided capture this long. We might have ways to break out if she's caught. We shouldn't underestimate her.
Oh, we've had a long night.
Yeah, it's about afternoon now.
Should we be working in the evening to avoid the harpies or in the light?
As far as me and Kat can tell, they've kept to themselves, but who knows what will happen. Take your rest while you can.
Yeah, need it.
Oh, she asked my name, and I didn't want to tell her I was from Karnath, so I said my name was Jenkins.
Willow doesn't laugh. Willow, head snaps at you really quickly. What?
It was the first name I could think of.
I did. Did you not notice me pick a?
Well, you said you didn't want Cognort being known.
No,
But-
I don't want to. Me being known.
Well,
At
I'm
all.
not you.
Yes, but the association between the two of us. If.
I'm sure there are
other
plenty of people
Jenkins.
named
Yes,
Jenkins.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, there are other Jenkins in the world. It's fine.
It's not ideal, but it is common enough that we can work with it.
So, call me Dr. Jenkins.
Gil, Dr. Jenkins, and Audrey Whistler.
Right, Audrey. I told her you were a hairdresser. So,
Sure, why not?
and I said that you repair boats. That's why you're with us.
And Captain Varys is our fisherman.
No, he's the captain.
What a fine mess of lies you've all woven. Guess it was my fault for starting it, but here we are now. Go rest, the lot of you. We can litigate our plans when time comes.
Luca just like rips a giant yawn again. He's so tired.
Aye, aye.
Maybe that's why his lies weren't the best.
It's a pretty good lie, I guess.
And with that, we will end the session here.